They're saying gravity's not real. They're saying obviously it's not real. For example, a friend of mine who's been sucked into this flat earth theory said, "Well, how do you explain, Zach, that the oceans of the world don't fall off the earth if a bird can fly through the air?" And to me that's an illogical argument. There's obviously a force that pulls everything to this earth. Think about when you drop a brick and a feather from a roof, the different ways they fall. A bird has muscles and aerodynamics and a body that allows it to transcend gravity. There's a reason we can't fly by flapping our arms. The bird is created to achieve what it does. And the reason the water doesn't fall out of the ocean is because gravity is holding everything to the earth. With regards to the oceans, there's also tide. And, as someone who grew up on the West Coast and who was at the beach often, there's a lunar schedule and a tide schedule. And you see that schedule is very well understood and researched. You can look at when high tide's going to be. High tide's right when they say it's going to be because they've tracked the moon. They know how this structure of gravity and tide works. People in the flat earth theory are pointing to quotes from scientists from hundreds of years ago who say, maybe there's something besides the moon that's creating tide. And then they're just running with that, saying, see, somebody else said that it might not be the moon, it's something else. All of the arguments in this flat earth theory are, they're not sound. They're just looking to deny what's known. And so many people in the flat earth theory are blaming NASA, saying it's all NASA, but that's ridiculous. NASA was established in 1958. These theories are much older than NASA. People say, well, why is NASA giving us CGI images of a sphere Earth? Obviously, that's a sign that the Earth is flat. No, it's not. Think about this. We know that NASA lies. We know they faked the moon landing. It's very possible that modern science cannot get into space. But just because that's so doesn't mean that the Earth is flat. If they understand the real shape of the Earth, it's very easy for them to falsify a model just so that they can say they've been into space for the technological superiority, which is likely what is going on. There's alternate answers to these questions besides going, see, that means the Earth's flat, which is what so many people are doing. Groupthink in a very bad way. Of course, there's also sunrises and sunsets. It's very hard to explain a sunrise and a sunset coming over the horizon, setting behind this horizon on a flat Earth. And I realize there's countless videos explaining how the sun rises and the sun sets on the flat Earth. But really, every time I watch one of these videos at someone's request, I think, man, can I get my 10 minutes back? Can I get my 15 minutes back? These explanations are absurd. You know? So anyhow, that's me addressing the points that the flat earth community is making. I think all of these people need to take a logic and reasoning course and think more deeply and stop going with the consensus. I also want to point out this with regards to all the 33. People in the flat earth community are going to this Illuminati card game and saying, see, they knew that the flat earth was being hidden from us, and they're using this set of cards to say that the earth is flat. Well, what I'd like to remind people is that this set of cards has been exposing the tricks, the propaganda techniques used by the powers that be to divide people. And what I want to point out about 33 in this card game is that it turned 33 years old this past summer, the same summer that this flat earth theory got very popular. This card game came out in 1982. It turned 33 last summer, the same time that this flat earth theory took the internet by storm. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Flat earth theory, flat earth map with 33 parts, coming from the United Nations that's fixated on the number 33. Remember, the Freemasons and Zionists believe in divide and conquer. They do it by the numbers, and they do it by their same set of numbers again and again. 33, 47, 74. Numbers that are coded into the spiritualities of the world. And with regards to spirituality, that's ultimately what this flat earth comes back to. It's dividing people over their spiritual differences. The people who believe in the Bible literally, believing that Jonah lived in a whale, that Noah put 2 of each animal on the ark to preserve them for the flood of 40 days and 40 nights, that Jesus performed these amazing miracles, parted the sea, and that the earth is flat because in the Bible it says there's 4 corners to the earth. The people who have these spiritual beliefs are the people who are being targeted and divided with these tactics, such as the flat earth theory. And let me give you a shining example of this. When I first started my channel more than a year ago, this person here, Stinky Cash, was one of the first people who found it. And this was before the flat earth theory had emerged. He found my research very interesting. He was helpful with my research. He asked good questions. After a while, he started making videos and he asked if I would promote his channel. And I said, sure, I'm happy to. So I promoted his channel. He was grateful. Months later, the flat earth theory came around. And he immediately took an interest in it. And he asked me what I thought. And I let him know that I didn't agree. And right away, he had a chip on his shoulder against me. Then he took on a harsher tone and he started mocking my research and calling me a numbers nerd and saying what I was doing was worthless and a waste of time. And this was all just because I didn't agree with him on the fact that the earth was flat. What happened with Stinky Cash and I has also happened with a number of other people who follow my channel. And it wasn't ever me separating myself from them, it was them separating themselves from me because I didn't agree with them that the earth was flat. And very recently he made a video, and in his videos that he makes, which I will admit, they're well done, he's a good presenter, he's good at building the video, he has very good editing skills, but his one mistake is that he routinely demonizes people who do not agree. He calls them idiots, morons, etc. for saying that the earth is a sphere and not flat. He maintains the argument that if you can't see the earth is flat, you're a moron. So anyway, I always try to remind him look man, the flat earth is limited. We have real problems facing us, and even if you prove that the earth is flat, it's not going to help us with these other things. And he responds to me this way. He says, the flat earth proves creation and a creator, which is all I'm interested in doing. And what's interesting is when I first started corresponding with him, when he first started his channel, this isn't what he was about. So this flat earth movement, it has really moved him and his mindset. And in my opinion, not for the better. Now instead of being focused on the problems of the day, which is where he was months ago, he's focused on proving that the earth is flat and that his spiritual beliefs are right and everyone else's are wrong. These are short-sighted, foolish arguments. Just the other day, he also made a video about how controlled opposition's showing up in the flat earth movement, trying to mislead people. And in the same video, he's saying, I know the earth is flat, and people are morons who disagree. And so I wrote back to him, I said, look man, I'm pretty sure this whole flat earth movement is controlled opposition. And I said, again, it's taken people's eye off the ball. The conspiracies that matter that are being waged against us are being overlooked. And people are being brought into this trap, this divisive trap of the flat earth. And look at how he responds back. And keep in mind, this is somebody who used to follow my research, used to be invested in it, and used to help me with it. This is how he responds now. Dude, you don't even know what the ball is that people's eyes should be on. Your channel does nothing but take people's eye off the ball because just like Red Silver J, you don't tell them bottom line truth. You are too wrapped up in the material physical world run by Satan, and you are way too lost in the numbers games. You get people lost in numbers, which takes their eye off the ball. You can hear in his response that it's just illogical and angry, and somehow 7 people gave this the thumbs up. That's because this flat earth theory is making people crazy, truly. That's why I'm making this video speaking out about the reality of it. You know, he knows that what he's writing isn't true. And a lot of these people who thumbs up, I guarantee you, are people who used to follow my work. I've been made an enemy to a group of people on YouTube who are seeking truth because certain channels have taken the liberty to accuse me falsely of things that aren't true. And it's largely stemming from this whole flat earth debate, which is really ultimately not worthwhile. You know, I'm showing people things that have never been exposed before that are real and that are used against us every day. And by understanding this numbers code, you can even take it to the flat earth theory and see how it's part of the divide and conquer tactics, which is what I'm exposing. And let me tell you, when I started this channel, I never thought I'd have to be exposing the flat earth theory movement. You know, I didn't think that was going to happen. It came out of nowhere. But look, it comes out 33 years after the card game about flat earthers is revealed. Just like how that card game had a thing about biker gangs, and then we get a biker gang shootout in Waco in 2015. So, Stinky Cash and everyone else, my research can improve your life and can give you real knowledge and skills that are beneficial in this world we live in. The flat earth, it can't do anything for you. Unless your only goal is to prove creation and a creator. And if that's the case, then look, you have the Bible. There's millions of people in this nation who agree with you. There's churches all over the place. You guys have your place to go and celebrate your beliefs. You don't have to go on the web and demonize people who disagree with you. People who live in this world and who aren't Christian know the wrath of Christians. Christianity is the most aggressive religion in recruiting other people and dismissing people who don't agree with them. And those same characteristics show strongly in the Flat Earth movement. Let's just take a moment and watch a Stinky Cash video. I just want you to see how he routinely demonizes people who do not agree with the flat earth, just like the billboard we began with, and just like what I've been talking about. This movement has brought an attack mentality to people who disagree. So this is one of his shorter videos. It's supposed to be a comedy piece, but at the same time, it's a perfect example of the tone he maintains towards the people who disagree with his flat earth research. Here we go. So if you don't get his joke, he's saying that the people who believe in the flat earth, or excuse me, the globe earth model are dumb, and he's showing how it's reinforced in things such as the opening credits of movies.